Hello, my name is Aimee Dalenta, and I am running as a write-in candidate for school committee. By now, I've gotten to know so many of you and have enjoyed sharing my journey with you. I am a mom of 3 children in the East Longmeadow Public Schools, a lifelong educator with a doctorate in education, and a teacher for over 17 years. I am currently the chair and teaching professor in the education department at STCC. I have dedicated my life's work to the education of our children. But more important than sharing my own story with you has been hearing your stories, and this is precisely why I am running for this important elected position. It matters to me that the educational process in this town involves parents, families, teachers, and town residents, and that people are empowered to collaborate with elected officials to make big decisions. I am a woman who knows how to listen, compromise, and take action. I will be a voice for families and children of this town, not only because of my passion, but also because it matters to me that all opinions are represented and that we do the best we possibly can for the next generation. I am an independent thinker who is not afraid to stand up for what's right, and you can trust me to take the utmost care and employ a measured decision-making process when tough choices need to be made. So let's get right down to it. Let's acknowledge together that this is not an easy time to be raising children. From the lingering effects of a pandemic to social media and other disruptive technologies, from academic gaps, pediatric mental health crises, internet bullying, to new understandings about gender and sexuality, and even to gun violence. Let's pause and give ourselves some grace as parents for doing our jobs well in the face of such unprecedented challenges. We are all doing the very best we can. We may not always agree on the little things, but we have much in common. Every single parent in this town wants what's best for their child. East Longmeadow is raising all of our children, and it's our job to work together as a community to provide the best opportunities for their lifelong success. This town and its children have a bright future ahead, and I look forward to supporting children and families as a member of the school committee. Please write me in as your ballot choice on June 7th. Thank you.
Hello, East Longmeadow town members. As you may know, my name is Antonella Raschilla, and I'm running for re-election for the East Longmeadow School Committee. I have lived in East Longmeadow for 42 years and am a proud product of the East Longmeadow Public Schools. I grew up here with my parents, older sister, and 2 younger brothers on Westwood Avenue and plan on staying in town to raise my own family. East Longmeadow created the foundation on which I was able to build a successful career in education. I've always been close to this community, and I would like to continue to give back to the community that shaped me into the professional I am today. If elected again, I'll be able to continue to impact the effectiveness, direction, and exercise of fair and competent leadership as an elected official with the experience I bring with me. By working as an ELA teacher, teacher coach, and currently an administrator for the past 16 years in a culturally and economically diverse school district, I'm able to bring in different perspectives when making decisions on the school committee for our own town. As an administrator, I work with teachers, other administrators, parents, counselors, and students, and contribute on a daily basis to professional and curriculum development, data analysis, and teacher feedback. I'm able to use this information and experience when discussing issues in the East Longmeadow Public Schools District. I've been working diligently for you and your children on the school committee for the past 3 years. The last 3 years have been difficult for all of us, as everyone was faced with challenges to our everyday lives and our health. The school committee needed to make some difficult decisions that impacted the students, families, and faculty in our district. I truly believe that we really tried to make the best decisions during the pandemic with the information that was given to us. And now we're working tirelessly to close the gaps in places that need more support. Working with my team and truly hearing the voices from the community, has allowed me to consider multiple perspectives about what we need to improve in our school district and prepare our students for college and career readiness. Working alongside the superintendent, assistant superintendent, and experienced school committee members for the past 3 years has allowed me to grow as a school committee member, educator, and as an East Longmeadow community member. I hope that on June 7th, you'll come out and give me your vote. East Longmeadow Public Schools is seen as one of the top performing districts in the region, and I would like the opportunity to continue to work hard so that all of our children experience an equally solid educational foundation for the future. I have the experience and commitment to make this happen if re-elected to the East Longmeadow School Committee. Election Day is June 7th. Again, my name is Antonella Raschilla, and I appreciate your continued support and look forward to seeing everyone on Election Day. Thank you.
Hello, fellow citizens, taxpayers, and parents of East Longmeadow. My name is Carlos Rios, and I'm running for East Longmeadow School Committee. I want to see that our children have an advantageous curriculum and to give us parents a voice in our children's education. Our educational system has gotten far away from the academics that are needed for a successful school career. Too much time is taken away from learning with distractions like CRT and social emotional learning. Children are sent to school to learn, and the schools should be focusing on a proper education, which includes subjects such as reading, writing, history, civics, math, science, and language. In regard to the comprehensive sexualized education and the LGBTQ agenda, discussions should not happen at the grade school level. Parents with children in higher grades should opt in for this type of education if they feel their child or children needs it. It should only happen at the parent's discretion and with their permission. If parents have to give permission for their child to attend a field trip or take a simple Tylenol, then something as important and life-altering as this topic should require permission as well. I have attended many school committee meetings here and in our surrounding towns, either in person or via Zoom, and the tone has been the same at every committee hearing. They were not listening to us parents. Voting for me would not only bring diversity to the current school committee, but it would also give a voice to the parents that feel like they have been shut out of their children's education. Thank you very much. My name is Carlos Rios, and a vote for me is a vote for you.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Hill, and I'm running for re-election to the East Longmeadow Town Council. I've had the pleasure of serving on the Town Council for the past 6 years, since the change in our government in 2016. Over the course of that time, I have served continuously on the Financial Oversight Committee to develop our annual budget. I've been the chair of the Licensing Subcommittee. I've also served on the Town Manager's Annual Evaluation Committee, and most recently I have been appointed as the Town Council representative to the East Longmeadow High School School Building Committee project. My tenure has allowed me to gain experience in municipal budgets. I understand grants in order to secure revenue to fund projects that are outside our operational budget. I understand facilities management and how to plan for our capital assets. Our master plan was recently developed and written by our planner and planning committee. And I understand the importance of being a guardian to the developed and undeveloped land in our town and to protect our natural assets. Working with the budget, I clearly understand the taxation process and how we come to arrive at a tax rate. And finally, and probably the most desirable piece of my work on the council is the fact that I've worked with many constituents over the past 6 years who've reached out to me, and I've tried my best to help them resolve their problems or point them in the direction of resources that may be able to solve their problems. I've been a 38-year resident of this town. My husband and I consciously moved to East Longmeadow in 1984, and we've raised our family here. Many of you know that for 21 years of my time in East Longmeadow, I was an employee of the school department, first as an 8th grade social studies teacher, and then for 16 years, the principal at Birchland Park Middle School. I've been a 6-year council member, as I've said earlier. I want to say first and foremost, I am loyal to this town and committed to its success. I'm retired now from my full-time employment, and I have the time to devote to a counselor's workload. And as you might imagine, it is far more than just showing up on a Tuesday evening for a 2-hour council meeting. There are many hours behind the scenes for committee work, participating in events, and doing research to be prepared for meetings. Finally, I'd like to say to you that there are exciting times ahead for this town. Just a few weeks ago, our Community Preservation Committee awarded close to $500,000 to the design and restructure for a brand new and improved Heritage Park, clearly our greatest natural resource in this town. In addition to that, the feasibility phase of the high school project will be underway in a few weeks. You will hear more about that and see its evidence in the newspaper as we look for residents to share their vision of what they want a 21st century high school to look like and be for the community. Just last week, my colleague counselors and I approved a FY23 budget for this town of nearly $66 million. It includes a nearly 50-cent decrease in the tax rate for our taxpayers, and at the same time delivers multitude improvement in services and takes care of 19 capital projects. East Longmeadow is a vibrant community. It is poised to continue in that same way with much success lying ahead. People come here for a reason. They want to enjoy quality life and raise their families here. I would like to continue my service to the town, and I respectfully ask for your vote on June the 7th. If reelected, I will be honored to continue to represent you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anna Jones, and I'm running for a seat on the East Longmeadow Town Council. I am a lifelong resident of East Longmeadow. I moved to town in 1984 at the age of 4 with my parents and my older brothers, and I still reside here today. I, along with my husband Liam, chose to stay in East Longmeadow, and together we are now raising our 3 young children here. The reason I decided to run for town council is because I want to give back to this community. Many friends and family give back in one way or another. I know many people who are volunteer coaches or PTO members. I know many business owners who have established their businesses in town and have kept them here. All these things, big or small, make a huge difference and make East Longmeadow a better place. My hope is that being on town council will be my way of making a difference. I take great pride in being a Spartan, and I want to see this town thrive. Not only am I very invested in the town, but I also feel that my education and professional work make me a great candidate. After I graduated East Longmeadow High School, I attended STIC for 2 years, and I earned my associate's degree. After my 2 years at STIC, I continued on to Mount Holyoke College. At Mount Holyoke, I earned a bachelor's degree in mathematics. After I graduated, I started working at the Hampden County District Attorney's Office in September of 2003. When I first began at the DA's office, I was fresh out of college and had a lot to learn. I have been there for almost 20 years, and although I have gained a wealth of knowledge, there is always something new to learn. At the DA's office, I work in the financial department. This is a very broad title, but we are responsible for many different duties. Our small department is responsible for the budget, the payroll, any HR issues, all employee-related benefits, and many other things. I am the fiscal manager for for all grants and work with many state and federal agencies and have to comply with all required policy and procedures. I think that with my educational background, my professional work experience, and most importantly, my love for this town, I will make a great addition to the town council. I believe I am qualified and I am ready to serve. I look forward to working alongside the other council members to help make this town thrive, and most importantly, to help the East Longmeadow residents to succeed. So I hope to see you all on June 7th, and I would love to have your vote.
Hello, town residents of East Longmeadow and voters. Looking forward to next week's election on June 7th. My name is Terry Leone, and I am running for town council. Why am I running? Because I have followed the town business since moving here in 1996. I have 3 adult children that have gone through the East Longmeadow schools with great success. I enjoy the town. We have enjoyed many things about living in East Longmeadow, but most especially the people. I want to thank Don Mackey and the LCAT team for offering me this opportunity to speak with you today. And also I want to thank all of the volunteers who make East Longmeadow so great and our elected officials. I believe the charter, council, and town manager is a strong form of government. Since 2016, I've been interested in what's gone on in the town with this form of government, and I look forward to seeing continued progress. Why do I think this is a good form of government? Because it allows for accountability and also a quicker decision-making, and there are many opportunities for public discussions through each monthly town council meeting. So I like the fact that it has the ability to include all residents, but also has the accountability to keep things moving forward. I think East Longmeadow does have progress to be made, and the master plan, the charter, and the town code can guide us there. My background is not linear in career, but it's very interesting and I think relevant to the role. My past education is I went to STIC, STCC Community College, UMass, and I got my MBA from AIC in Springfield. I have 20-year work history in healthcare, in crisis management for mental health care. And then I changed over to business, and I have spent the last 15 years working in the corporate environment with global businesses. I also have experience as a small business owner. So I feel like the town has an excellent mix of residential and business and industrial use, and I would love to continue to help with the zoning, bylaws, and other decisions that are determined by the town council. While there is a lot going on that we can prioritize, we can identify things that are working well, and we can continue those, and then we can also look at areas where we can do better. The town council is there to provide decisions that impact our budget, our town policies, our laws, our tax rates. These things do have an impact on the residents, and the residents' voice is important. It's the most critical piece of what we will be doing. I have a background in ethics training, contract analysis, and leadership that I believe will give me the chance as an elected official to assist the town and contribute to help the citizens realize their goals in a high quality of life here, our strong educational system, and an affordable tax situation. I thank you so much for your consideration in the election next Tuesday. I hope to see everyone out there voting. And again, I want to thank Don and the team for this opportunity today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ralph Page. I am a current East Longmeadow Town Councilor, and I am running for re-election. I've been on the council for the last 3 years. We've done many wonderful things as a councilor. Well, you may not know exactly who I am. I am a lifelong resident of East Longmeadow. I graduated in 1982 from East Longmeadow High School. I was the recipient of the East Longmeadow Garden Club Scholarship in 1982, and very proud of that. I attended Stockbridge School of Agriculture, and right out of school, I actually opened up my own landscaping business and have been the last 40 years doing landscaping here in East Longmeadow. So I have many perspectives here in town. I'm a past planning board chairman. I was elected for a 5-year term. I was also elected to the East Long Meadow Charter Commission. 5 years after that, after the charter passed, I was actually appointed to the Charter Review Commission. So the way I see it, I come with a lot of experience. I come with knowledge on the planning end of it. I can see perspectives from a business perspective, from a residential perspective, And I try and keep all of that in mind when we look at different items and how we're going to vote on something. I think it's important to look at our tax rate. We have to try and keep our tax rate reasonable. We want to keep our citizens here in town. We don't want taxes to go up to the point where residents feel as though they have to move out of town. But yet we have to balance that with services and our school, of which we're currently looking at the possibility of a new high school, which is going to cost. These are all items that we have to look at from many perspectives, and I feel as though I can do that. June 7th is coming quickly, and I am asking for your vote on June 7th to re-elect me so I can continue on with the business of a town councilor. With that, I believe experience counts, and we have 2 other people that I feel would be wonderful. Kathleen Hill has done an amazing job, and I would ask you to consider voting for her so that she can also continue. Sid Starks, who the council appointed to fill in for Tom O'Connor after his passing, has decided to do a write-in, and I would also ask that you consider writing him in for the 2-year term. Our council's working well together, and I'd like to see that continue. Thank you for your time.
My name's Sam Stoughton. I live here in East Long Meadow with my wife. We've been here for 12 years now. We have 3 children. My son, he's 16 years old. He went to East Long Meadow as well. My daughter, 14, and my little fireball, Devin, he is 8 years old. I believe, that I'm running for town council. I believe in ensuring that the tax rates and the services for homeowners remain stable, and promoting local businesses and supporting them. Residents have a right to know what the town is doing with our taxpayer dollars and believe that we need to be fiscally responsible and accountable to the residents. We have many capital projects that need to get done, and I will work to make sure that we are utilizing those funds to the best way possible to improve our town. We all live here together. I was excited to see the pending negotiations we have for a new town manager. If elected, I'm looking forward to working with him. Listening to him speak to the council, I was excited about the way he plans to go about things and look forward to the change and the progress he can bring to our town of East Long Meadow. I believe as a town we need to continue to grow through innovation, technology, and re-engagement with the residents, but at the same time preserve our small town feel and our resources. I look forward to connecting with residents and hearing their thoughts, ideas, and concerns about this great town we live in. I'd like to go back to our old format of the town council meetings, where they took place at the high school and there was room enough for everyone. I enjoyed hearing from people. I think that to engage those residents back together again, for all of us to feel like we have a voice here once again. I feel with these Zoom meetings, we feel like we're probably closed off, that we don't have a voice together anymore, but really we do. So I'd like to make some small changes to have that, to enjoy that. I think that we lost something special together with that. If elected to the town council, I would consider it a privilege to serve, and I will not accept any stipend, but rather will give it back to the town to be spent elsewhere. I think donating that money back to us is more appropriate. I consider that a public servant, and I work like you do. I work all day long. I am donating my time to this town, so I think that is something that we can do. I appreciate your vote on June 7th. Thank you very much.
My name is Matthew Boucher, and I am running for the 2-year vacancy on East Long Meadow's Town Council come June 7th, and I would appreciate your votes. June 7th, please write in Matthew Boucher 138 Pease Road, for the 2-year town council vacancy. Thank you. I am running primarily because I was genuinely gobsmacked that no one had taken the time out to file the paperwork to run for the 2-year vacancy. So there's no one on the ballot. It's a write-in campaign. I was genuinely surprised that no one had taken the time to do so. And I think it's a sign that we can't continue to keep relying on the same people again and again and again and year after year to run East Long Meadow. And I have immense respect for anybody that gives their time, any local officials, anyone in town government that gives their time, blood, sweat, and tears to the town. It's an often thankless job, long hours, very busy. I have a lot of respect, but I think it's time that we bring in some young people to learn the ropes. And that's the main reason I'm running. That's what the catalyst for my campaign. And as town councilor, I can assure you that I will be a strong advocate for our schools and our students. A second sort of silo of my campaign is I strongly support the new high school. As a recent graduate of East Long Meadow High School in 2018, a proud graduate, the high school it's been impeccably maintained. I have a lot of respect for our janitorial staff. They've done a great job keeping it up. It's practically 70 years old. I don't know the exact number. It's around 70 years old. And the electrical grid is over capacity. The boiler room is inefficient, incredibly inefficient by modern standards. And if you walk through the building on a rainy day, if you ask any student, they will tell you water pours through the ceilings. I have pictures, my sister and her friends, of buckets all lining the hallways, water pouring down. I have pictures of myself from 2016 like that. You could keep going back. And so I as counselor, I think it is vital we have a counselor that strongly supports the outcome of the high school feasibility study, whether a new high school or a renovation. It's got good bones. It's been upheld well. They don't build them like they used to necessarily, so I think it's either new or renovated. We need a town council that will strongly advocate to fellow councilors and to residents that we need a new high school. Also, as town councilor, I promise to you that I will work with the new town manager and in interim until there's the switchover. Town council dysfunction, my understanding has made it difficult to keep a town manager. I think a lot of that is growing pains that have to do with the town charter switching over several years ago. And I promise to get on, respect what the town charter says, work with my fellow town councilors to learn the ropes, work with the town manager, bring a fresh and new perspective to the council. I've studied policy in school. I've worked in state and federal governments. I've advocated for clients in front of both state and federal governments and municipal governments in some cases. And so I believe I'm qualified to bring a fresh perspective, an informed perspective. I'm a quick study. And in conclusion, I would like to request your vote on June 7th at Birchland Park Middle School from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. to write in Matthew Boucher, 138 Pease Road. Take a screenshot of this video or a picture if you need my name, if you don't remember how to spell it, on June 7th. Please vote for me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sid Starks, and I humbly ask for your vote next Tuesday. I am running for the 2-year town council seat. To vote for me, you will need to write in my name, Sid Starks, and fill in the dot. My space is on the left side of your ballot and down at the bottom of the page. And it says this, Town Council. Underneath that, it says 2 years to fill a vacancy. And then it says write in. That's where my name goes, Sid Starks, S-I-D-S-T-A-R-K-S. Now, many of you already know me and my wife, Dawn Wisbicki Starks, from Acres Power Equipment. She is a lifelong resident here in East Long Meadow. We both have been tax-paying citizens for almost 28 years. I own both a home and my business here in East Long Meadow. So just like you, I am actively invested in the welfare of East Long Meadow. As your counselor, it is my job to serve your interest. You deserve the best bang for your hard-earned dollar here in town. And I don't have to tell you how inflation, especially fuel cost, is eroding our spending dollar. I know you feel it in your pocketbook. Each and every one of us work hard to live in this town, and I want to continue to build off the current solid financial foundation that we currently have here in East Longmeadow. We must. We are facing some upcoming challenges with our town buildings, our roads, and our growing service needs. And the key to our future? Not to overburden you, the taxpayer. You know, there are always special interest groups wanting to spend our taxpayer money. My special interest? Well, my special interest is you, the taxpayer. My goal is that every town department and committee spends every tax dollar efficiently and effectively, while making sure you get the services that you're paid for. East Longmeadow is not like other communities. I'm sure you're aware of that. When you moved here, you realized that we're not just a group of houses put together, where you don't even know your neighbor and they definitely don't know you. We are a community. East Longmeadow is my home, and you could be just starting a family, or you could be looking for colleges for your kids, ready for retirement, or actually retired. Regardless, I want East Longmeadow to be your affordable and your home too, and not just a pit stop in your road of life. You know, we can keep East Longmeadow our home. I have that experience as a business owner, a town councilor, and a former planning board member. So I ask again for your support. Write me in for the 2-year term for town councilor. Write in Sid Starks, and of course fill in the dot. And remember, experience counts. And also remember Kathleen Hill and Ralph Page, who are also experienced and running for re-election for the 3-year terms. I thank you for your support over the years here in East Longmeadow. And may God bless you and your family. Thank you.